UFC 283 is set for this Saturday as the UFC returns to Brazil. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at a fighter competing on this Saturday's card in her first fight following spine surgery. Hey everybody, it's Kevin Nicholson on MMAInjury. I am a physical therapist and a fight fan who is your source for fighter injury analysis and commentary on rehabilitation and return to competition. In today's video, I will be focusing on UFC strawweight Jessica Andrade, who steps into the cage for the first time in about 9 months. Jessica Andrade will face Lauren Murphy in my personal fight of the night on this particular UFC card. This is her first fight back following lumbar spine surgery. Following her last fight, which was in April of 2022, Jessica began suffering from what she described as severe leg pain, or as we call it, radiculopathy. And the pain had got to the point where she could not train at all. Ultimately, she was found to have a herniated disc in her lumbar spine between the 4th and 5th lumbar vertebra. That's down low on the spine. So as I mentioned, her last fight was in April. She's had a good 7 to 8 months of rehabilitation and then transitioning into fight preparation. So maybe that could be considered a fairly quick return to fighting after such a surgery, but ultimately not really. I'm not terribly concerned about the time element for this particular injury and surgery. She seems to have recovered well. For a fighter coming back from surgery of the lumbar spine, leading into this fight, I will be looking at her fight style through video review and analysis of her previous couple of fights and how that style may be affected by her current injury or surgery. I do this with really any fighter who I'm taking a deep dive on, like I did with Jessica. Looking at Andrade's recent fights, it is clear that power is a big factor of her striking as well as her grappling and clinch work. Looking at the Rose Namajunas fight, she did not hesitate to get in on Rose up against the cage and get into positions to express her power, lift her up, and slam Rose. As anatomy dictates, the spine is a critical link or keystone, if you will, in expressing power. It's especially true with Jessica. For example, with strikes, power for her big shots is generated in the legs, and the spine needs to be stable and stiff, yet flexible enough to be able to effectively transmit the force generated in the legs through to the arm to deliver the strike. The same can be said for a fighter's clinching or takedown attempts, for example, single or double legs. When clinching, Jessica has to be able to stabilize her spine effectively in what are inherently less stable positions of the spine, and I'm speaking primarily here of the flexed position of the spine. That's a less stable position of the spine. In her prior fights, she, as I mentioned, shows tremendous power from these flexed positions and was able to just power lift Rose and slam her. If the expectation after the surgery was for Jessica to return to her previous fight style, then her rehabilitation and transition into fight training had to include training spine control and stability in less than ideal positions as part of her routine training. Having said that, the question then is, what will I be watching for as she fights Lauren Murphy? Primarily, I'm looking for signs that she is uncomfortable in the positions with the spine flexed. So if she goes in for a double leg or shoots for the takedown, and she goes into that flexed position of the spine, I'm going to see if she backs out really quick. Maybe she just didn't feel comfortable. Maybe something doesn't feel right. Those are the things that I'll look for. Also, if she's if she gets into a position where she could lift Lauren for a potential slam, I'm going to see if she is able to even complete the task. I fully expect that she'll be able to. I mean, she's ready to fight, obviously. But Does she show hesitancy? Does she seem to give way, like maybe her legs seem to give way when she tries to lift? She just can't transmit that power from her legs through the spine to complete the lift. Those are the little things that I'll be looking for. Now, to be sure, I expect nothing but a typical powerful performance from Jessica. I expect that she's fully rehabilitated and ready to step into the cage. But I do hope that this video has helped you with some insight into what is a great fighter in the UFC returning from a serious surgery. That's all for now, but please keep watch for more videos here on the MMA Injury channel. I will be posting more on maybe specific fighter injuries, injury reviews after some of the big cards. If you like my injury content, please consider subscribing and comment below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.